From Minnesota to Washington, D.C., the 2014 Capitol Christmas Tree is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. For over 50 years, the nation's capital has had a Christmas tree. Since 1970, the U.S. Forest Service has had the honor of providing that Christmas tree. The tree that stands on the U.S. Capitol grounds is known as the People's Tree.
Everybody ready?
In 1992, the Chippewa National Forest in north-central Minnesota provided the People's Tree. Now again, in 2014, the honor falls on the Chippewa National Forest and the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe to provide the nation's Christmas tree.
All right, wait, 1, 2, 3, what's that?
Hi, I'm Mary LaPlante. I work on the Chippewa National Forest. My position is a biological technician, and so on the normal day I do surveys for rare plants. But I have a very special project this year, and I'm working on the Capitol Christmas tree. And the Chippewa National Forest and the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe and the state of Minnesota are presenting the Christmas tree that will stand on the Capitol lawn for the nation. And my job is tree team lead, and we are looking for the tree that will go out there and stand on the lawn.
Okay, so here's what we know about that one. It is 75 feet tall, 17.7 diameter.
Today I met with the tree team, and our tree team is in charge of finding the tree, packing it up, and getting it all the way out to DC. So far, we started the selection process by sending out a message to all Chippewa National Forest employees, telling them what we were looking for, and asked them to keep their eyes open from April until the end of June. And they needed to submit their candidates, and they took a picture and measured the tree height and diameter. Those were our candidates. Today our meeting was to look at our candidates and decide which 12 trees that we want to show to the representative from DC who will come and actually choose the tree that is selected to go out there. We looked at what it looks like, how tall it is, what species it is, whether or not there's a road next to it so it'd be easy to get to and get out of there. And we found 12 trees that we are going to present to Ted from DC.
So the balsam's actually taller than the white spruce. That balsam's pretty darn nice. Balsam.
And how tall is it?
59.
So it's short. Well, the perfect tree would be 65 to 80 feet tall, white spruce, certainly on the National Forest land, within the reservation boundary. It would be symmetrical, nice shape.
What's the next one? This is a behemoth, 33 inches, 85 feet.
Look at that. Yeah, there's a lot of timber in there.
It's not real consistent. The crown isn't.
Can your crane handle it?
Yeah.
Some of the specs from Ted said something about a consistent crown top and bottom, no double tops and no curve. Yeah, we're putting all those things together, and that will be our tree. If we can find that all in one tree, it'd be a slam dunk. Yeah, it was snowy when I found this one.
If you chunk off, that makes that tree look a lot better.
Ted from Washington, D.C., who is the supervisor to the Capitol grounds, is going to make a trip to the Chippewa and spend a couple of days looking at all of our 12 candidates. And he will select the tree. He will also select 2 alternates. And those 2 alternates are in case there's a wind event and the top of our perfect tree blows out between July and October.
Okay, so are we visiting all these trees today?
No, we're going to decide which ones we're going to today, I believe.
So before Ted gets here, we're going to preview our sites. We have photographs and locations on a map of these trees. Myself and the others on the tree team are going to go out to each one, make sure that it looks as nice as the photo and that it really is a good place to access. And we'll preview them and make sure it's okay to submit them as candidates.
Mary heads out into the Chippewa National Forest with Millie Baird to vet potential
51
candidates.
feet away. I know it's a balsam fir.
I think that might be, it's not it.
Let's check it out. There's another one behind it. I'm guessing this is the one he meant.
There's kind of a...
The mosquitoes and ticks of 2014 were the fiercest in memory.
It's pretty.
Very nice shape.
Very pretty. I don't see flagging, but I like this one better than that. Seems to be the one he meant.
Nice and close to the road.
Yeah, we could get people in here to see it.
You can get filler.
Yeah, there'd need a filler there and there, but
That's the one he marked.
what we had to do today is make sure it was a good candidate, and I think it is. Maybe a little short.
I think the next candidates are just down the road.
That should be easy.
Go to the next stop.
And the next bunch of trees. Okay, so it looks like it's right at this intersection.
Mary and Millie are off to the next location where more mosquitoes await.
Oh, look
That's
at
a
the
nice
bugs.
looking tree.
Look at the bugs.
Bugs are here.
We're thinking it might be this one right here. But there's some other ones just ahead that we're going to look at.
I want to see that really quite tall one. If you guys aren't opposed to walking there.
No. Do you want to walk on this little trail?
Sure, and look at his other ones.
Yep.
That's a good plan. Oh, they look like they're right on the road here.
These look like blueberry plants.
Oh yeah, they're coming.
They'll be just blue here pretty soon.
Blueberry heaven. Oh, look at it. For your picking. I'll have to remember this spot. So probably the one that I see the top of is one of his candidates. Look at that. What plant is this? I've never seen this plant before. Okay. Slight pause. I do surveys to find rare plants that are in areas that we are considering possibly doing some activities.
We get off track real easy.
Sorry, because if we're going to do an activity, we want to consider all the alternatives and any possible effects. So my job is to find any of these rare plant species that we have a list and find them if they're there. I've never seen this one. It looks more like an exotic, but I have no clue.
There's a lot of them.
Well, this could have been somebody's homestead. That's basically where we find the best open-grown trees for our Christmas tree. This is a fern that I've only seen up on the Superior, so this is kind of a unique little habitat. It looks like it has galls on it.
Does it flower?
I don't know. These are interesting little structures. I wondered if it was, you know, another plant growing on it. But it has a really, really cool woodsy smell if you crush it in your fingers. I thought it was sweet fern, but... Oh, nice. There's a few candidates here.
Wow.
There's a flagged one.
There are some nice ones in here. Wow.
Oh, boy. If we don't mind the short height. Well, they're kind of all over. Where do you want to go, Millie?
Well, I think we gotta head out through there.
Okay.
Well, there's some more down the road, but it doesn't matter.
Both ways. Let's go down the road and then come back.
Okay.
Because there was that one, I'm kind of curious about that thing. Yeah. See, that's the difference between the spruce and the fir.
Sure.
That's a spruce. It gets taller, but they grow more open. And the firs, to me, look more Hollywood Christmas tree-ish.
Oh yeah, like that. Look at that.
Yeah.
But they're not very tall, like you said. This one's flagged.
Yeah, that's one of them by my GPS. It's interesting. This isn't one of the ones I would have selected out of this bunch, but that one seems a little, well, it's a candidate.
And this one's flagged, which I can see that because that one's pretty conical shaped.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Well, I would say you definitely bring them out here and let them see what's here.
Yep, I think we've done what we need to do. I'm curious about this tall spruce.
The really tall one?
Yeah.
Like that one's really tall, but it stops. You want to cut through here and look at those ones?
Sure. Yeah, I guess it's worth showing him these. It's an easy enough drive, and we can cover quite a bit of the forest if it's just a stop.
This is where all the finest mosquitoes live.
The hungry
Yes.
ones are
I
here.
feel like I'm in Alaska or something. This is, I think, the worst I've ever seen the mosquitoes.
Oh, well, I can show you worse if you'd like. So I'm thinking they're in here. Well, I don't see any habitat for rare plants right here. So that's easy. I don't see flagging here, but that's pretty nice.
Oof.
Do you see one?
Nope, just got swarmed by mosquitoes there.
Yeah, it's pretty swarmish.
Stopped walking, they caught up with me.
Here's one. Yeah, I'm not sure how filled out this one is because it's actually 2 trees. I'm thinking this is going to get thrown out. It's missing half of itself.
There's one here too.
That's all right. I mean, it doesn't take that long to stop here and check it out.
Yep. I think that's all of them at this site.
That is the most interesting thing. This is really interesting. I've been in the woods in the Chippewa National Forest for a long time and I have not seen that plant. So we're gonna figure out what this is.
They're everywhere.
But I have this little bag and then I
Blueberries
take little
everywhere, too.
samples and... Oh, look at the strawberry. Who wants dessert? This one's ripe. Very good.
You get dessert.
Man, that has a lot of flavor. Well, look at that. Fruit, flowers. It's like we planned a little picnic here. Huh, there's a white spruce. That looks nice.
Oh, look at that.
That's the right size, right species.
Definitely has the height.
Right on the road. Be a nice place. We could have a few visitors come and watch.
Access is good. Not very full though, width-wise.
Yeah, which is nice for wrapping it, but I just can't picture that in front of the Capitol. I mean, where would you put all the ornaments?
Ornaments for the tree are being made all over the state, including the Buganagashik School.
I'm Carol Clone. I'm better known here as Christmas Carol. I was watching Lakeland News one evening when I found out that the selection for the Capitol tree was coming from the Chippewa National Forest. I called up the forest ranger and talked to staff there and asked what needs to be done. In 1992, the school went and made ornaments. I asked, can our school make them? There was a meeting for the elders here to have the elders' blessings on each of these ornaments is more meaningful, and it paves the way to Washington, D.C.
On another day, Millie Baird and Michael Mackey vet another GPS
Looks like a nice
coordinate
road, though.
deep within the Chippewa National Forest.
So the road that we're on looks like it's going down that way.
Okay.
It's out here. It looks open over there, so I'm gonna probably go take a look. If you want to hold on to that, I'll be right back. Millie!
Find it?
Yep, keep coming down the road.
Okay. Oh, there you are.
So I think we can probably get in on this furrow here and it'll get us pretty close to the tree.
Okay.
So I'd imagine that this is Justin's tree here.
It is a nice tree.
Yeah, full, tall, big.
Access is not so great.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come through this site.
So, is that all we need to look for is height, access?
One of the nicer trees I think that we looked at.
Beautiful.
If a tree this large were to be chosen, special considerations would have to be made with its transportation.
I'm Tom Zahn from Willie Transport in Cohasset, Minnesota. I'm here with my 11-year-old daughter, Hailey Zahn. We're gonna haul the tree from Bemidji, Minnesota to Washington, D.C. When we first heard about the Capitol Christmas Tree Project, I contacted the Forest Service to find out how to become a sponsor or get involved with the transporting of the tree to D.C. And they put me in touch with a gentleman named Bruce Ward, and he contacted me and kind of got the ball rolling, and since then there's been many correspondence to get this thing underway. Back in 1992, Willie Transport hauled the national tree, which was cut at the Chippewa National Forest. We selected a couple other veteran drivers that are very well qualified to haul the tree.
I think that's pretty cool
What?
that you're gonna help bring the tree to DC.
My hope for my kids with us hauling the tree is just to be able to see the whole northern part of the state of Minnesota kind of come together to put this thing together to get it to DC.
Mike Thune, the Chippewa National Forest Public Affairs Officer, is the 2014 project lead.
So one of the most fun aspects of this project is when we get to invite folks from Washington, D.C. out to our national forest. After the candidate trees were selected, the superintendent of grounds from the architect of the Capitol's office came out and narrowed down our trees to 3 finalists.
My name is Ted Bechtel. I'm superintendent of the U.S. Capitol grounds, which is part of the Office of the Architect of the Capitol. And I'm up in Minnesota looking for the perfect Christmas tree.
Hello everyone, this is Jody Petrich from Choose Edward.
Hey Jody, it's Mike. I got everybody on mute right now because people are coming into the room.
Selecting the Capitol Christmas tree is a great project that I look forward to every year. And it is radically different from my day-to-day responsibilities in Washington. My routine duties are really the landscape maintenance of all the grounds around the Capitol and the office buildings that are on either side of it. And I enjoy getting out and seeing different parts of the country, but it's a great honor to be able to select the tree that then my staff decorates and sets up over a course of 7 to 10 days, and then it's illuminated in a brief ceremony with the speaker in early December. Well, the forest that's chosen each year is really it's a Forest Service project, and the tradition really recently started in the mid-60s. There was a need to have a routine or a standard, reliable tree provided for the architect of the Capitol and for the Congress year after year after year. So the speaker at the time contacted the Forest Service, and they made arrangements to provide a tree for the Capitol each and every year. So someone has to go out and select the tree, and again, it's a Forest Service project, but I work with the Forest Service in selecting a tree. You know, one thing I'm going to want to know is like the spread, also, okay, because that's important. Crown spread, the widest point. So that's good for everyone to know, really. And we got together with the team the first day we arrived, and we had a presentation of all the photographs and a brief description. Typical things that we're concerned with are the height of the tree, the species, and location too. How far back is it off-road? Some of those logistical concerns are important. I'm looking primarily at the ornamental characteristics of the tree.
Mike, Mary, and Ted prepare to take the crew deep into the forest. Mary maps out the day's route. Mike prepares for any circumstance.
We're only going to be out for a day, right?
I don't have to fill it all the way up.
This has DEET in it, which works the best if you don't want to. Be very careful not to get out of your glasses.
Mary warns the visitors from Washington, D.C. on the aggressiveness of Minnesota's mosquitoes. The caravan heads east out of Cass Lake. They turn south at the historic Big Winnie store in Bena towards Federal Dam.
Isn't that something? So that'd be worth stopping in and checking out.
Good to see some new country.
It certainly is. Yeah, it's nice.
There's 155 different national forests, and to have folks from the Washington office tromp through the woods with you and to have a conversation around a happy, positive product is so much fun.
We head out into the field. I make notes on each candidate as to sort of an aesthetic rating, how I think it's going to look on the west front, and sort of a proprietary system that I've developed over the years, and my predecessor used a similar type of valuation system.
Yeah, that's a hard thing.
Dense vegetation here.
Make sure I'm using the right scale.
So we're fussing over height.
Okay. What do you think?
Is this tall, considering?
Yeah, this is our tallest balsam. The other balsams we have are between 50 and 55 feet. And we have one particular balsam that's, I think, 51 feet. That's the one you said is beautiful, and it is. It's Christmas tree to the bottom.
Yeah.
But it is a 50-footer, so. Did you want to measure the crown?
You know, it's more open here than it's denser, it seems, at the top quarter of
the folks in DC got to experience our bugs, our woods, our lakes, our environment, but most of all, they got to experience the community of the forest, which is something I think all of us will remember for the rest of our careers and lives.
It's got a funny top on it, though, Mary.
Okay.
You can see how it almost changes character. You know.
Oh, I see.
How where it's kind of loose and open, and then it's more compact than that. It's like it broke off and it re-sprouted on. I also take photographs as I go along and review those. And I usually take a day or so and think about which tree is going to be actually selected. Often there's several in the running, and go back and forth and sort of reevaluate those, and might get some additional feedback from the Forest Service as far as particular characteristics of the species and some technical data sometimes. All right, so what do we have here?
As someone like myself who's new to the U.S. Forest Service, there's a lot I don't know. And so one of the most stable rocks that I've had in this whole process is Beverly Carroll. Beverly Carroll works out of the Washington office and the Office of Communications for the U.S. Forest Service. And she has provided not only guidance, encouragement, support.
Hi, I'm Beverly Carroll with the U.S. Forest Service in Washington, D.C. I am a program manager for the Capitol Christmas Tree. I have been working with the Forest Service 39 plus years, with this project going on 20 at the conclusion of this year's event.
She is such an asset to the Forest Service, to this project, and because of it, she's an asset to the nation.
At the conclusion this year, it will be a glorious one because in March of 2015, I will be retiring from the U.S. Forest Service with 40 plus years of federal service.
The day's search concludes. Elsewhere on the Leech Lake Reservation, there is celebration.
My name is Logan Monroe. I'm from Leech Lake over on Sugar Point, and I'm at the Higdem powwow. I'm very honored to have a Christmas tree from around my area to go to Washington, D.C., because a part of Minnesota is going to Washington, D.C., and that's going to be good for our state. I think the Christmas tree going to Washington, D.C. will just have us more recognized as a state and nation.
My name is Monica Uthout, and I dance at the Higdem powwow, and I represent Leech Lake Senior Princess. I choose to be a role model for the younger kids in my community and participate in powwows as I take this title. I'm getting the Christmas tree. I think it gives us a bigger name for the area and make Leech Lake stand out more.
At the Beltrami County Fairgrounds in the Robo Shack, students make ornaments for the Capitol Christmas tree. Lakeland Public Television's engineering manager, Tom Lembrick, leads the Robo Shack.
Nice. I like that.
The next day, deep in the north woods of Minnesota, Ted and the rest of the crew continue to vet candidates.
Hoping we'll see a couple more trees, maybe even better trees than what we saw yesterday.
Is there one spot that kind of has
I don't know.
open canopy?
Old spot as far as I know.
Okay.
So you just have to play it by ear, I guess.
Sounds good.
A crew from Life Touch Photography and North Star Aerial joins the caravan.
I'll pick up the rear.
Are we there yet?
Seems like we've gone sort of far enough. If you said 400 feet.
I'm going to go scout it out, let you know.
The tenacious mosquitoes persist.
What do we think here?
There's the trunk of it.
Oh, wow, that is a beast. Whoa. Can you see the whole thing from there? Meaty dimensions of things. You know, Scott, it's a pretty nice tree up on top. It is just hard to get a good view of it all the way around. Yeah, that's a big, healthy tree, though.
So yeah, I wonder, you know, you might be able to see it even through the brush if you back up in different angles. You know, there might be an opening in the brush for you to
Do you think
see.
we can find another open area?
Sure.
Off to one of the...
Pound the brush and I'll call you if I can see it.
Ooh, Mary, is this a little clearing back here?
Yeah, let me check that out. Hey, Ted. There's a spot here where you can see it from a different angle.
The nice thing about bushwhacking is that you're moving.
A little bit of character there on the left side.
Mm-hmm. And you know, that's not too far up from where we end up actually taking it. You okay without a net?
I'm getting ready to get me one. But you forget I'm sweet.
The next spot will be a little hike into. It's kind of behind two berms.
Joined by Bruce Ward of Choose Outdoors, the team heads to the massive tree vetted by Millie and Michael earlier in the summer.
So we decided access to this would be horrible.
Oh,
where's the top?
There appears to be a problem. A wind event may have removed the top from the giant tree.
This is the tree for sure. Wow.
Well, I can see where that was a nice tree.
There we go.
There we go.
A false alarm. The team breathes a sigh of relief.
Well, this one's easy to see.
Yeah, which is nice.
The bacon.
It's been here for quite a while.
I'd say 140.
I'm not really sure. I'm thinking maybe 85, 90. You know, this is kind of in a nice growing area for spruce. It has a lot of moisture coming off of the lowland back here. And so, you know, that makes a big difference.
I'm ready.
All right, hey, everybody, to let you know, we're about to go airborne with this, so heads up.
Adam Geis of North Star Aerial records footage from a drone.
Where is everybody there on the... Yeah, this is good. Okay, there's... I'm seeing helmets. Good call, Scott.
Here, well, yeah, I'm really happy to actually help rather than...
Okay, I'm coming down.
All right, hey, it's coming down.
Scott, it gives me a visual of my timer and then
Good landing.
And with that concludes the second day's search. The decision will now be Ted's to which of these candidates will become the 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree. Elsewhere, another group works on ornaments.
My name's Frank Barra. I'm Vice President of Bemidji Woodcarvers Club. We are at the Senior Citizen Center in Bemidji. This week, we are concentrating more on the carving of the Christmas ornaments that are going to be going on the Christmas tree in Washington. Most of us haven't carved anything big in plaque style like we're doing. Some of it is a little harder to do than others because of the intricacy of the carving. This is a little display. This one here is carved completely all the way around. So if it happens to be hanging further out in a branch and it turns, people still can see what it looks like. You can see our theme is more Christmassy and northern material, and some of the others are just more dictate of normal things that happen in northern Minnesota. It's lots of fun, but to do it is the biggest honor of all.
The 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree will be adorned with over 10,000 ornaments made in Minnesota. As the cutting ceremony nears, early one morning, Lindy Stengel demonstrates how the ornaments will be shipped to Washington, D.C.
We have wrapped all of our ornaments for the long trip to Washington, D.C. We've wrapped them in the beautiful gift wrapping paper here. The ones with the snowmen are going to be for the companion trees, and the ones with the cardinals are going to be for the Capitol tree on the Capitol lawn. We have 7 pallets of ornaments, so should be beautiful when they take them off the truck. We're going to have them all nicely gift wrapped and easy to maintain and find out what's in the packages.
Ted has picked the tree. The team prepares for the next day's cutting ceremony. Millie secures the location. A front-end loader is necessary to help maneuver the extra-long trailer and truck from Willie Transport down the narrow woods road. During the months of planning, summer mosquitoes have given way to autumn sleet and snow. Tom Zahn of Willie Transport positions the truck in front of the giant white spruce that Ted Bechtel has chosen to be the 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree. Mike Thune takes us on a tour of the tree that was originally vetted by Michael and Millie earlier in the summer.
So I want to show you what is going to be the 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree. It's exactly what we're looking for, and as the tree finder has shared with me, from the moment you see it, not only represents the forest, but represents the state of Minnesota.
I'm Justin Tabeka. I'm a biological science technician here on the Chippewa National Forest. And I was able to find the Capitol Christmas tree that the architect of the Capitol chose to select off of our forest. If you look around this site, you'll see that there's some pink and blue flagging. We had originally been out here in the fall of 2013 looking for additional sites that we were going to harvest, perhaps in a salvage sale. And as I was coming around the line, I made it to the far end of the unit and looked behind myself, and of course saw that enormous spruce tree, and I thought that thing just looked like the perfect tree for us to include in the list of nominees. Yeah, quite the tree. Looking good? All right. The experience itself would have to be just that, knowing it was a perfect candidate. It was just self-satisfying, you know, this is it, this is my nominee. I think this is a great one, and you just hope that they're going to pick it.
Justin Tabeka is congratulated by Lynn D. Stengel for his find. Meanwhile, cranes and their crew arrive for the cutting.
This is the 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree. 88 feet tall, 30-inch diameter. It's 88 years old. It's seen history, and this is what Minnesota's about, the stories that make us who we really are. Having a project of this magnitude be given to someone who is so new to the agency, it's such an honor. When the days are long, the morning's rough, the afternoon's rough, the evening's rough, I feel a sense of honor that the forest leadership has entrusted someone who is so new to the agency to pull off a project like this. But I know it's because success surrounds itself with success. To have that staff that has that capacity, like Mary Nordine or Melissa Rickers or Tracy Cloud that I work with on a day-to-day basis, who combined the three of them have over 70 years of Forest Service experience, that's so irreplaceable. Without those three, I would be lost. And while I might be the day-to-day point person, it's all the other staff work that goes behind the scenes that makes the event and everything else look easy.
The sleet and snow worsens as the cranes move into position. The tree with the broken top from earlier in the summer may serve to donate branches to the 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree.
One of the great things about this project is we've partnered completely with the Leech Band of Ojibwe, and one of the great people I've had an opportunity to work with is Ryan White. Ryan White is the public relations manager for the Leech Band of Ojibwe, and both him and I are able to talk one-on-one as a group with others and really leverage our resources and assets to pull a project of this scale off. I can say with 100% conviction that without Ryan White and his staff and others in the Leech Band of Ojibwe, we would not be able to successfully pull this project off.
The day's work concludes. The next day, Mike is ready.
Big day. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
What does it feel like to be getting ready to cut down the tree?
It is awesome. The staff, the forest, the whole crews have worked so hard on this project. To see this come to a culmination as we transport the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree to Washington, D.C., it's awesome.
Today is a product of many, many people's work, efforts, interest. We've got ornaments back there from thousands of people. We have food prepared by the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe. We have Forest Service volunteers and family members that are coming to watch. There's been field work certainly to find the tree. We have lots of crane operators. Nothing would happen without the cranes and the trucks, and it's just a lot of people come together, and it's really great to see everybody coming together and having a great time. You know, today's it's fantastic. I'm so excited.
The crane crew prepares for the cutting. The cranes are present to ensure that the tree doesn't fall when it's cut. A technician secures heavy straps at specific lengths along the tree. Adam Geis of North Star Aerial films his work. The crowd begins to arrive. among them Carol Clone of the Buganagashic School.
Hey, it's so good to be here, seeing the tree, but to see the display in the tent of the ornaments, knowing that our children made 1,000 ornaments and they're going to Washington, D.C. It's a full circle to see the beginning, knowing that the tree was coming from the Chippewa National Forest, and for our children to make those ornaments and then see them on the little tree at the tree cutting ceremony, it really brings it all together. The children we're bringing are the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. The drum and dance group as well as the royalty will be here, and they too can experience the beginning of the journey to Washington, D.C.
Everything we've talked about all this time, it's all happening. Without the trucks and the cranes and the wrappers and nothing would happen.
It is the big day. Today is the big day. It's very exciting to finally have this day circled on the calendar and finally be here. I'm excited to see the bigger picture of people that are interested in the Forest Service and seeing how this tree impacts everybody else and how they've been anticipating it, and when they finally get to see it. Like, we're at this moment now and theirs is yet to come, so that'll be fun.
With the crane's straps secured, the cutting team gathers for a safety briefing.
Maybe I'll start with you guys, and you can talk about your rigging here and how you see this going once the sawing operation's underway.
First things first, we'll go up and we'll hook up the top strap. We're going to get it tight.
James Sheff of Sheff Logging has been chosen to cut the 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree.
I was chosen to be Logger of the Year earlier this year.
What does it take to become a Logger of the Year?
Lots of hard work. Lots of hard work. Pretty proud of it. Yeah, it's a big deal. Yes.
Well, that's awesome. He's been at it for many, many years.
We can handle it, you know. We've been doing it for 39 years.
I've been doing it for a long time, and you get to know the employees and the people you work with very well as part of the family.
For us three brothers, we'd like to thank our crew. We've got a great crew, dedicated, hard work, and that's a big plus.
Without employees, you ain't nobody. So we have a wonderful crew, a huge crew.
Yeah.
We're very thankful for it, definitely.
Yeah, them guys are something.
Wish they could all be here, but
yeah,
a lot of them are working.
Yeah, somebody's got to stay and work.
Started it 37 years ago. It's a wonderful experience to be associated with it, I guess. And, yeah, it's a great day.
The chainsaws are tested.
By the tree this year.
Media from around the state conducts interviews. Local groups from our region participate, lending a hand as the crowd grows. Truck driver Elwood Higdem takes a moment to relate a funny story to Jim.
I thought about it a little bit. I was in Texas, I think, when he called me in April and he said, "You want to haul a Christmas tree?" I said, "Tom," I said, "it's April."
Yeah.
No, to the Washington, to the Capitol, like we did in '92. I said, "Oh, that's different." I'm Elwood Higdem, and I'm going to be driving your Christmas tree to Washington, D.C. to the Capitol. We'll be there the 21st of November. I started in '59, but I haven't drove steady, but I've been with Willie since '91. Oh, it feels good that they would ask me. I've had a lot of people wondering how I got the job. I'm honored to do this for the 50th anniversary, and it's special to everybody here. Different things change when you're driving something like this, and you got to be careful. You can't be speeding. We're not in a racetrack, but you still got to get going down the road. Right now in my head, I can't really tell you what problems I'll have because there's a new problem every time you take a load like this. A lot of people are depending on me to get it there, and we'll get it there, no problem.
It's been exciting just to meet so many different people from around the country, people that I would have never had any contact for anything else if we hadn't done something like this. So it's brought us into a lot of different areas. I know the communities in the northern Minnesota area have really gathered around. There's a lot of excitement at some of the schools, and people look at the trucking industry a little different, I think, because a lot of times in the trucking industry you just get a black eye, people hear about accidents and whatnot. So this kind of shows the good things.
You like my hard hat? That's pretty good. Good one here.
Minnesota politicians take a moment to meet with the Logger of the Year.
We need to get her done.
Here he is, the Logger of the Year, and this is his mom.
A young drum and dance group of the Leech Lake Nation with some familiar faces prepares for the cutting ceremony and Larry Aitken's spiritual blessing.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Are you excited for the ceremony?
Look it, a baby helicopter. Oh. It's a drone. Thanks to the tree. Yes. Oh my God. Pictures. What is that?
I'm going to give a little overview of how the ceremony will proceed. We will have a blessing from Larry Aiken.
When we light the 8th flare, we will live together in harmony, and equal, and balance. If we cannot light the 8th flare, the 7th generation will end all nations. I'm hoping that we will be here to light the 8th flare so we can live together and honor each other.
The crowd is moved by the spiritual leader's wise words. Mary LaPlante looks on as Jim Sheff prepares for the cutting of the 2014 U.S. Capitol Christmas tree. Jim and his brothers perform a final safety check. Rope wranglers prepare to handle the tree as it is cut, as well as keep the lines at a safe distance from the saw. The saw binds in the thick trunk of the white spruce. The cutting of this tree is unusual, for the goal is not to fell the tree. Wedges are secured to provide space for the chainsaw's bar. Tree wranglers stand by at the ready. More wedges help with the sawing as the massive tree presses down. Then, something I've never witnessed. The tree is cut, but doesn't fall. It floats. The straps fastened to the tree earlier are secured to the cranes for positioning over the truck. The crowd celebrates and opportunities for photo ops abound.
That's pretty much the end of what there is to see. Obviously, they do eventually have to move the tree a bit more, but we have to start getting some kids and their buses back to school. So we do need the entire crowd to now go back to the original roped-in area. And our staff is going to start bringing that rope with you, but I do need everybody behind the rope. You got everything you need?
Well, it's a pretty exciting day. I had no idea this would be so much fun and festive, you know?
And what's so powerful for us on the forest is that every time we see the news, we look at the Capitol, it's Minnesota. Yeah. All the ornaments, all the trees. There's going to be some tree stands that are going to be coming your way.
Oh, yeah.
That are made by a scout in Bemidji.
No
tree
kidding.
skirts that are handmade throughout the state that say Minnesota on them.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So I'll be with the crew that's actually delivering the companion trees to the office, too.
All right. Well, good. Bob, we look forward to seeing you when you get there. Your name again is?
Mike Thune.
Mike Thune. Okay, I'll remember that, Mike. We'll look forward to seeing you in Washington.
Excellent. Thank you.
Have fun.
You too.
Take good care of our tree.
Will do.
All right.
The thick base of the trunk of the tree is removed. It will be cut into thin sections referred to as tree cookies. These tree cookies will be shared with people in groups along the tree's journey to Washington, D.C. The next day, the priority is to pull in the tree's branches, making its diameter narrow enough to fit down the cramped woods road. Mary surveys the progress.
Looking good.
Which branch do you guys want to pull? The other one is the one that big branch.
The team prepares to cut the tree cookies. The tree must remain hydrated and living during its long journey with many stops to Washington, D.C. A specially designed water bladder has been fitted over the cut base of the tree. Along with water, the tree is also given a powder very similar to that of which flowers are given to keep them alive.
I eyeball this seam.
For what?
The water leaks.
Okay.
Top and bottom. So we don't get all this.
Okay. It's leaking on the bottom.
With a solution to the water leak found, the tree now prepares to leave the Chippewa National Forest. A convoy escorts Willie Transport's truck as it leaves the cutting site. It is a tight squeeze, but Elwood expertly maneuvers the truck down the narrow woods road. A tight 90-degree corner requires a front-end loader to lift the trailer around the turn. At last, the tree is on its way to Bemidji State University, where it will go to the John Glass Field House for wrapping. The tree arrives at Bemidji State University's John Glass Field House. Elwood expertly backs the tree into the field house. Students help wrap the tree for its long journey to Washington, D.C.
I got involved through the criminal justice program. The club got together and decided we wanted to help out. It feels really good, and everybody's going to really enjoy the tree.
The wrapping process will take several days. Mary and Ann put some finishing touches on the tree display. With the wrapping process complete, Elwood takes the tree out of the John Glass Field House. The team prepares to take the truck on a test run to Itasca State Park. There, the tree will get a drink from the headwaters of the Mississippi before its journey to Washington, D.C. After a quick test run to Itasca State Park, the tree makes its first official stop in Bemidji, Minnesota.
Come on up. Who am I talking to?
Logan Monroe.
Logan Monroe? Okay, be close to the microphone and let's hear from you, Logan.
We wrote this song for this tree, for giving its life, and we're honoring its life that it gave, and we're not singing only for our tree, but for ourselves and all the people here today. Thank you.
Welcome to the 2014 Tree to DC National Christmas Tree Send-Off Celebration. I'm Bemidji Mayor Rita Albright. I think it's a beautiful day in the Northwoods. Would you agree? Billy Nelson is an Eagle Scout candidate, and he and his troop have been working on a special project that's part of the Christmas Tree Project. Let's give him a hand. So Billy, can you tell us, what do you have in your hands there? You might have to speak into the mic for everyone to hear you.
This is the Christmas tree stand for one of the 12 Christmas companion trees that we built the stands for. The companion trees are going to be going to the 2 Minnesota senators, 8 are going to be going to Minnesota representatives, and 1's going to be going to the head of the Forest Service, and then the head of the Department of Agriculture.
Capitol Hill, we honor, respect, and promise we will. And you, ever hold to Capitol Hill. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh.
The time has come for the tree to leave Bemidji, Minnesota. Elwood and his wife prepare the truck for the journey. The law enforcement officers of the convoy help direct traffic. The crowd waves, and the tree, a gift to Washington, D.C. from Minnesota, begins its long journey.